Time to end this suffering. I need a minute to myself. You will never get to me. What can't be done, I'll do myself. Watch your eyes as you fall. Watch your eyes like a now I'm seeing. Watch your eyes as you fall. Watch your eyes like a roar inside. Watch your eyes.
The first two. Sorry.
Ladies and dankermen, welcome
Welcome back.
to 208 Studios. And today,
208.
ladies and gentlemen, we will be collabing with Haydog.
Oh my goodness, isn't that a flashback in nostalgia? That brings me back.
JK,
like 7
JK, it's the DogTank!
Yes, sir. We've evolved and now part of the organization that we call MG. And
Don't know what
MG
number
always
this
got
is, Haydog. What number is this? Episode 6?
6 or 7.
It's somewhere up there, and it's
Yeah,
over 5.
yeah. Usually you remember it. I never remember the number every time. I always get shocked that we're this high already.
We
It's
took
pretty impressive.
we took last week off because Kungsgalis had to get married. So blame him
sir.
for no
Congratulations.
pod. You can take up
Yeah,
your
blame-
complaints with that man.
Congratulations.
And he of course does not live near Haydog.
Yep, you gotta mention it, of course. We have to start off the day, start off the pod, that one caught me by surprise. Usually I'm prepared for it because we took a week off. I was not expecting that one this time, so kudos to you.
I had to work it in. I had also
That
forgotten. I
was
thought,
smart.
oh shit, I need to throw in a food reference.
And there's another one.
Another what, Haydog?
Another reference to my address.
Where is that?
Fuck it.
There's 3 in the first minute.
There we go. There you go, Kelly. You're welcome.
Well, Haydog, I also forget what we started off with last time as well.
What do you mean what we started off last time?
If it was WWE or MMA, what did we start off with?
UFC.
Oh,
Start
we'll
off with
start.
UFC this time.
We'll start with some WW danker this time.
Yeah, let's hop right into that, big fucking changes, man. Like the returns that have happened has been every single week. And even last week there was 2 on the same week. So I'll start off. We all know about the ones that I brought up in the last pod, which was Kota Kai, Io Sky, and Bailey returning all at SummerSlam. We talked about SummerSlam, so so far, Karrion Kross returned, attacked Drew McIntyre because Drew McIntyre is the number 1 contender against Roman Reigns at Clash of the Castle, which is such a
Clash of Clans.
Clash of oh my god, dude! I played that shit when I was like 13, like hardcore. So basically, Roman Reigns was like just standing in the ring, and then there's like this ominous kind of entrance happens. And Karrion Kross comes out of nowhere, attacks Drew McIntyre. So it kind of seems like we know Drew McIntyre is going to lose now, in my opinion. Like it's kind of, I thought Drew was going to win. I thought it was guaranteed. Now that there's someone else that is going to be there, it's like in the main card. I think there's future hopes that Kross will get involved with the title shot, probably, right?
Wait, Haydog, let me ask a wizard question. Did he actually attack him, or was it in the storyline?
It was in the storyline.
He a little update. I don't know if I told you this, but he asked Ronda Rousey got suspended and fined an undisclosed amount for attacking a referee, and he sent that to me and asked if that was real or part of the story. And then I said, it's obviously part of the story, man. She's just taking time off. That's what this is. He said, but she got fined. I said, yeah, an undisclosed amount, which is $0.
Came back off Friday, that was the funny part. I forgot to mention that she returned on Friday Night SmackDown, like after like a fucking, it's only been 2 weeks that she's been suspended. and she came out, and it was probably one of the corniest promos I've ever heard in my life. She came out with a big money bag, and she was like, "Oh, I was fined this, that, and this, right? Like this amount of money." And then she just like opens the bag, starts pulling out the money. She's like, "I got that covered," and it was so like it was just so corny. You need to script her promos, Triple H. I think that's the only person that I could say script her promos because she cannot come up with shit on the fly. Like she's not an actor, right? So it's
Speaking
like
of Triple H, Haydog has really said he's been revitalizing the shows. He's really cutting out scripted promos, letting people go off the
sorry
cuff if they want
we
to.
get sorry before we get to that, I do have to mention the two other returns. They're kind of this little brief, they're tiny little segments. So right after Karrion Kross on Monday Night Raw, Dexter Lumis, who was a guy that also got released from NXT.
Dexter's Laboratory?
Dude, that fucking show, bro. Oh my god, I want to watch it, Frank. Stop. These references are fire. These references are bringing me back to when I was a child. So essentially, how they did this was they worked it into like it was a shoot work angle, and it was kind of genius by Triple H. So they had it in the background of interviews. It was like the parking lot, and you could see that there's like fake cops. There's like a car that looked like a carjacking happened, like a car accident happened, and they tried to make it seem like it was actually real and was affecting the show. And they had these cops run behind all the female wrestlers that were like having like talking to like one of the people that were like doing the interview, right? So they run behind them, and you're like, "What the fuck's going on?" So the cameraman follows them, and then you have this guy with a hood starts attacking. He looks like a fucking like an actual fan, so they try to make it like a work shoot. And then he revealed himself, and then it was Dexter Lumis. And how Dexter looks, like you need to Google him. You could just show.
Let me throw up a picture here.
Yeah, he looks like a creepy guy. Like he has like a death stare with like a mustache. He has a blonde hair that's kind of just like kind of like mine, honestly. But like the mustache and the eyes, so he looks like a creepy dude. It was pulled off well, pulled off well. And then Friday, Hit Row, which is an NXT group, that was originally three guys and one female, and essentially their gimmick is that they're like rappers, essentially. Like that's like they're black. So I feel like Vince is like, okay, let's make them rappers or like trying to make some appeal that they're like in the hip hop culture. Because the leader, his name's Isaiah Swerve Scott, he ended up getting released from WWE about I think it was 6 months ago with the group, and then he got signed by AEW. So now he didn't return with the group. So that's what the big controversy is with Hit Row right now, is that they don't have their proper leader, so they don't know who the fuck the leader actually is.
The leader's usually M. Jesus.
He's the leader of all of us, I would say. We embrace him in our souls as one,
Yeah.
MG Rising.
Now, Haydog, you were talking about Triple H's prom dankers.
Okay, now here we are. Yeah, I feel
And
like
other shit he's done.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Would you say he really nuked the promotion positively, Haydog?
Yeah, it's a lot more wrestling. I feel like there's a lot more dedicated main events. Like the main event actually means something on a Raw and a SmackDown these days. Like on Friday, it was Walter. I'm only gonna call him Walter. His name's not Gunther. I'm not gonna call him that. He's not a Nazi sergeant. Not gonna call him that. He's still called that. I hope they switch it back, dude. That's so fucking frustrating. His name is fine as Walter, and Vince is like Nazi general. Yeah, that's what I see in this guy because he's German, right? So it's like,
Haydog,
so cringe.
what?
But against
if
Shinsuke Nakamura, it was pretty good. Like it was a good card.
Shinsuke Nakamura is an extremely Asian guy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's the king of strong style. Like he actually hits you. And it's the same thing with Walter. That's why it was one of the best matches I've ever seen on SmackDown, man. Like I recommend you should watch it. It's like a 20-minute match where they're actually hitting each other. Like Walter's famous, like he has the famous chop where he has a massive hand, so he's fucking like Big Show, but like he actually hits you as hard as he can.
Gee, to anchors, eh?
And like Shinsuke does it with kicks too, so it's a fantastic match. I recommend it for you. Like honestly, I think they're genuinely trying to compete with AEW with match quality now.
Would you say they're gonna do more adult chat, less PG chat?
Yeah, the thing is though, they still haven't gotten 14A for SmackDown, so it's still gonna be like not as much swearing and shit. But like on Raw, it's gonna go down.
Who was
Like,
that guy back in the day that there was really the thing of Stone Cold Steve Austin coming into his house and he had a gun and he was gonna shoot? He looked kind of like
Brian
Kurt
Pillman.
Cobain. Yeah,
Brian Pillman, rest in peace, his soul, man.
Kurt Cobain looking guy with a gun.
Yeah, that man's absolutely. Yeah, he does look like Kurt Cobain. I know it always blew my mind. His son wrestles in AEW now, and he looks identical to him. He passed away in the mid-90s. I believe it was the drug overdose, I think, or he killed himself. It was one of those. It was one of those situations. He was really down. He was basically like Kurt Cobain in that sense of things. But it makes more sense for him because like you're in wrestling. Like wrestling is such a hard thing to maintain your body for and be able to go through a fucking table and take, especially in the 90s, man. They're taking headshots with chairs like
And
every
becoming
night.
Kirk Angles.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude. Yeah. Yeah. Brutal. Like there's like if you look at like Kurt Angle's entire career, and like he has suffered the most injuries I've ever seen and wrestled through it. The man won a gold medal with a broken neck.
I
Like
like
that.
the story that they were telling, or Triple H was talking about on the Nelk podcast. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
Kurt Angle went to the back, and he's like, all right, he's ready to come out. He does not know where he is or what he's doing.
yeah,
And
that's very much
he's like,
so.
yeah, I just need to make sure he's awake and he knows where he is and what he's doing. They're like, yeah, he's awake, but he doesn't know where he is or what he's doing. He's coming back out. He's like, all right, that's not what I
He's the most
said.
gifted performer I've ever seen in my life. The fact that like the dude's like, okay, I have a completely broken neck against Brock Lesnar. I'm gonna put on one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life, and Brock Lesnar almost kills himself in that match. So like that match was just like riddled to be a failure, but it was so good, and there still was a botch. But Brock Lesnar's neck is made out of titanium, so
Speaking of Brock Lesnar and other names that start with the letters B and R, Bray Wyatt, Haydog.
yes.
You said
So
that, man. Haydog said he would lick Bray Wyatt's beard
I actually would though.
and then jizz in
I
it.
would. Okay, no, I wouldn't jizz in it, brother. That's all I think.
Would you
But
let him jizz in your beard?
what's that?
Would you let him jaws in your beard?
No, definitely not.
But what if
No.
it was for money?
Okay, then we're talking some. It's only depends on how much money.
$60.
Okay, no. It has to be like
$65?
no, it has to be like 1,000 at the very least.
1,000 pennies? $100?
No, I said at the very least $1,000. But anyway, that's off
1,000
topic.
pennies
We're
is
not
like $10,
talking.
I think. So that's even less than $100.
It
You
is,
should have taken
yeah.
$100, hey dog. That was the best
First of all,
offer you were
no,
gonna get.
that's not how this works. It's not like you have Bray Wyatt on speed dial, ready to go, the jizz in my beard.
We can arrange it
Okay, no. Anyways,
for the
so
MG
it's
only
gonna-
fans.
Oh god, dude, no, that would actually sell, unfortunately. But completely off topic, Frank. You asked me about Bray Wyatt. I think he's returning by the end of October. I think he's returning at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view. Is what I'm
Do some
thinking.
Halloween shit.
Yes, I think because this is what my speculation is. All right, it's kind of a stretch, but I think his movie is funded by WWE Studios. And that's the big reveal is that the movie trailer will come out and then he will be attached with the movie trailer basically to return. You know what I mean?
What if
That'll be the best way
What
to
if
do
the
it.
boogeyman comes out and then he beheads the boogeyman
I would fucking love that.
and
That'd
then
be
eats
so
worms
cool.
over his headless body?
If they could somehow like have him have a prosthetic head and then you just cut that shit off and then
So you
have
should
him
just
like
have me
eat
in
one,
charge of the WWE.
that would be honestly, that would be sick. to watch. That would be like no one would ever expect that. They're like,
And
what
then
the
Brock Lesnar
fuck?
runs them both over with a tractor.
Of course, that's always like Triple H's sick mind was like, yeah, man, Brock Lesnar, has a farm, probably has a tractor. All right, let's bring it. That's probably what happened. Let's go to Saskatchewan.
Yeah, I also seen that apparently he did not train to do that, right? I'm just assume Brock Lesnar would know how to flip the ring. They're just like told him like first time he did it was right there live on TV and he did it.
That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. I would trust Brock Lesnar to do that, honestly. He probably does it every day. I
True.
swear that's probably his. It has to be his. He probably funded it.
Or he asked for it after. He asked if he could bring it home.
True. That's all. That most likely, and it's Brock Lesnar. You give Brock Lesnar what he wants, or he's going to beat you up. So,
But hey,
doesn't
Dog, would you
matter
be
how
able to
good.
beat up Bray Wyatt?
I feel like it would actually be pretty even. I think it would be a good match.
Is that chick that was a Bray Wyatt knockoff still in the WWE? That was doing all the shit with. Is that her name?
Yeah, but she doesn't do that gimmick anymore. She's back to her original gimmick,
Oh,
which is good.
GG.
Like that was her championship gimmick. Like she's like that was like descending into darkness, basically, that gimmick. It was so fucking terrible. She was talking to a doll and shit. The doll was talking on camera. It's like, bro, just stop it. I feel like they're just waiting for the Fiend to like return to save the storyline, and then it just took too long. So they're like,
He was
let's
taking a
fucking cut
sweet
this shit.
time, you could say.
Yeah, I think that's realistically what was happening because I know that there was negotiations for his contract for the last like 6 months now, where it was definitely ranging around $5 million a year, which means that he's a fucking megastar. Like that's megastar money
I'll
in
you.
wrestling. So, and I don't think he wanted to go to AEW. Like, I don't think he wanted to leave because he knew that he was the number one merch seller at the time. He was able to get like $1 million a month off of his merchandise on top of his salary. So it's like realistically, why would he bury that and then be on a roster where there's like 50 stars and then he's kind of just blended into the crowd?
True, hey dog. True.
But it's much better if he comes back and then like everyone's like, holy shit, this guy can actually beat Roman Reigns, and
And he
they
does,
have a
and Fog really rolls in.
and yeah, dude, I'd probably start crying. Honestly, that's gonna be. I'm probably gonna record my reaction and have it on the MG channel.
An
Of
MG short.
Fiend, yeah, of the Fiend returning because I know it's gonna happen within. I would say the next 2 months. The furthest it'll go is Royal Rumble. Like he'll probably that would be the last like straw with him returning at the Rumble, winning the Rumble, facing Reigns at Mania. Because I think that would be fucking awesome. That main event would be sick. The Fiend winning would be like infinite money. Like his mask literally sold for $100 each, Frank.
Do you own one, hey dog?
No, no.
Will you own one?
Yes, I gotta wait till he comes back though, because it's not available merch right now on WWE Shop.
Will you
I
wear
feel
it
like
on the
that would be.
pod? Will you do a
I
full
think that would
pod
be the
as
first.
when he returns? We do a full pod wearing that mask, hey dog.
I will. I feel like I should. I probably will purchase it once it's available in the shop. That's when I think there will be a tease. I feel like the first tease, I'm gonna predict it because I've been really good at predicting like WWE shit on the show. I think the first tease of his return is his mask showing up on WWEshop.com before there's any hint at all. That's gonna be the first one, and then
Hey
everyone's
dog,
gonna
you'll need to acquire it.
and that's when
We'll
I will.
need
That's when I will.
and you'll have to be full. The pod starts, and you'll have a mask on, and we'll go full pod of hey
I'll
dog
do the entire
masks.
hour. I'll do the entire. I do want to get the entire get up. So I want to get the fucking black and red pants with the stripe.
Really go all
I,
out, you could
I'm
say.
pretty sure the mask naturally has his dreadlocks too. Like it has it attached. So that's I think. If not, I'll buy one that has one like that.
Sexual.
That would be really cool too.
Would you ever fuck in it, hey dog?
That would be terrifying for the other person. I would say it would have to be
The
doggy
other
style.
woman or man that you're fucking?
Yeah, I'm not fucking a man though.
Well, you said about that other person, so I didn't know.
Okay, fair enough. But there's, I might be fucking a they them one of these days. You never know, and it's a female, right? So you'd be smashing that. I know you. We're not gonna get political on this show, but
Haydog would give a chair shot to a woman mid
Jesus
sex.
Christ, sex, Jesus Christ,
Haydog
bro.
would pull out and she'd be like, "Are you about to come?" And he'd go chair shot to the head and then keep going. It'd be like instead of choking, he's like, maybe this one will rile her up a bit. It's just a chair shot, like a
Jesus
JBL chair
Christ.
shot. It really gets stunned.
What man is dead? Man, like if you take a chair shot from JBL, you're dead. I think.
No, when they
Like,
smashed him and when the one guy
I
smashed
do
him in
remember
the
that.
face.
That was but that was pure revenge for how
Yeah, I
he
know.
was.
Yeah, that's what it would be, a revenge sex
And
you're
he was
doing it
just
in,
like,
Haydog.
it was just shooting out of his forehead. Fucking
That's what Haydog. You heard it here first, folks. Haydog gives chair shots during revenge sex.
I do not. That I do not.
Haydog gets with his ex and he goes, "You know what this means? You're gonna be getting hit with a chair at least twice tonight.
I'd
Wants to
much
start off and
rather
then one finisher."
I'd much rather just power bomb through a table or some shit. My bitch.
But then you have to get tables into the basement. It's just more logistics to set up, Haydog.
I have a table right there.
Yeah, but then it just ruins the table. The chair you can at least then unfold and still use later on.
Fair enough. That's a good point. You know, I guess
I'm just saving you the cleanup after.
Well, it's got really sadistic really fast. Okay, but I think it's now time. Have we gone through everything with WWE? I would say okay. My last note on WWE is that I think the shows have gotten dramatically better. I'm gonna watch Raw probably tonight, or at least the clips.
While he bangs a
Um,
chick raw,
yeah, for sure. Yeah,
making puppies.
I've been cheering on fucking wrestlers while I'm fucking like it's fucking John Cena, dude. Fucking while I'm railing a bit. I would stop banging the chick probably, to be honest. I'd be like, it's John Cena, okay? Like, come on. Like, I have to sit down
Haydog
and
would
watch
see
this.
John Cena and come.
That's actually very true. It's very possible. If I'm able to see him, though, of course.
Sorry, that man's camouflaged, you could say.
Completely camouflaged. Unable to be seen. All right. I think it's
Oh.
time for some UFC danker.
Well, let's start with that fight night, Haydog.
Oh,
Dominic Cruz sentenced to death by the
bro.
foot of Cheeto Vera.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else to talk about. Maybe the co-main event, though. The
That's the only
co-main.
fight I saw was that one because I was not
That,
here.
oh, you only
Or
saw
I
the
or
main
no,
event?
well no, that's the only one I remember because I was here. I was impaired. That's what it was.
Oh yeah, I remember you were really fucked. I messaged you. I'm like, don't spoil
Haydog
it.
messaged me not to spoil it, and I responded, "I'm fucked up."
Yeah, and I was like, okay, that thank God. I was very like, I was like, whew, because it was like 10:30. It was way after. I think it was right when the shit was done. Um, so I don't know, man. This fight was. I kind of predicted it only because of the fact that Vera is. That's just how Vera fights every fight. If you need to be non-aggressive with Vera, it seems. I have no idea how to really beat him. Like, do you know how to beat Cheeto? Like, what's his way of losing?
I'm pretty sure didn't Jose Aldo beat him? How did Jose Aldo beat him?
Decision, probably.
Decision unanimous. Yeah,
Wow. So he probably just outstriked them and stayed alive. Aldo's also just a monster. What year was that?
that was recent 2020.
Wow. He's
Cheeto's only
fighting.
lost by decision. 7 losses, 7 decisions.
That sounds about right.
So yeah,
Like,
looks like the
he gets like a
man.
lot of shots.
Yeah, he
He
really.
allows a lot of shots, but so he could try and get that select big power shot, and it worked for Dominic Cruz.
Dominic Cruz really doing his tuck and roll thing he does every fight, and then for some reason never got hit until that one time. But also, Cheeto Vera is
Yeah.
very long too.
He is.
A
Yeah,
long MF.
for bantamweight, it's kind of just the length is him, Sterling, and O'Malley that it just kind of just have that reach advantage where they can pop you when you're unexpected. But I read that shit like a book, in my opinion. By the first round, I understood what this fight was because, like, he was putting on all the pressure, all doing his blitz, his famous blitz, and then he resets. And then once he resets is when Vera caught him with a knockdown in the first round. And I was like, okay, I know what this fight's going to be now. And then it progressed, and that's exactly Vera took every shot. He did lose some rounds, but then right when the third happened, it became kind of just obvious that Cruz couldn't take a big power shot like that.
Yeah, he was getting dropped and shit.
Yeah.
And then
Couldn't
Vera
get
gave him
takedowns
free plastic surgery via
Oh, yeah.
nose kick.
Was that fourth round? Or the end of the third?
I believe so, yeah. I'm pretty sure it was fourth. Yeah, it is fourth.
Okay, yeah. I do. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, that was disgusting. Honestly, it was really gross.
He GG'd him, you could say.
Yeah.
Speaking though, Haydog, speaking of GGs, GG to Uriah Hall. Man retired.
Yeah, that's shocking. That's surprising for me, honestly. I didn't expect him to retire. I thought he was still good. I thought he was still good. I don't. He only wasn't only lost twice, and then he retired.
His final record was 17-11.
That's not even a lot.
Because he lost his last two. He lost to Strickland and then Andre Muniz. Before that, he had 4-fight win streak. And before that, he lost to Paulo Costa.
So okay, so he just didn't think he. I guess it's kind of fair. Like if he didn't want to change weight classes, to go lower, then it kind of makes sense to retire because you're just like, well, I can't beat the top 5 or even the top, like stay in the top 10. So how am I going to contend for a championship? And he's only losing the guys that are big names, except for what's the guy that he lost to?
Andre Muniz.
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
Yeah, he's a younger dank, I think.
Okay, that was surprising. That's a surprising loss. But the Strickland one's like fair. Like Strickland's actually a good fighter. I'm surprised he retired after the Strickland fight though. I thought he would have at least one more that would certify it.
No, he did. He lost that Muniz after Strickland.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
that makes 10 times more sense then. Never mind. Okay, that's completely understandable. If he's losing to someone that's not even ranked, then like it's like, or even bottom rank. That's tough.
And the next thing, Haydog, in UFC though, is really UFC 278, which is coming up this Saturday.
Absolutely. I am this one I am not as hyped for.
I think this
To be
one might
honest.
be dank. I think this one may be very dank.
I think it'll be underrated, but like I don't know, man. The main event is I smell boring. I kind of
Usman and Edwards.
yeah.
But Haydog,
Wow.
there's also some other dank ones on there. Paulo Costa
Alright.
and Luke Rockhold. Luke
That one's
Rockhold.
gonna be interesting.
Let's go
Sounds
through
good.
Haydog and do some prediction anchors.
Okay, let's okay. That works for me.
So the first one, Haydog, which is a real fucking weird fight. Tyson Pedro, light heavyweight, Tyson Pedro, who is a minus 740 favorite over Harry Hunsucker, who's a
Oh yeah, I saw
plus
that.
540 underdog.
Who
Who's
the
just
fuck
a
is Hunsucker?
Hunsucker shit. He's 7-5, currently on a
record?
2-fight losing
what's-
streak. Tyson Pedro is 8-3. He took a year off, then came back in April and really won by a KO from leg kick and punches. I also thought it'd be really interesting to point out Harry Hunsucker got knocked out by Tai Tuivasa. Tai Tuivasa is the brother-in-law of Tyson Pedro. So now he will be able to knock that man out as well, probably.
Well, I think that's pretty obvious. Hunsucker's there's no way he's gonna win.
Yeah, I'm predicting Tyson Pedro is going to win, and then that man will probably be the Hunsucker man will probably be cut from the UFC.
Yeah, like I don't know what this is. This kind of is it his introduction to the weight class? Is that why? Or is it the same weight class that he's always in?
No, he's went down to light heavyweight. It looks like,
That's why. That makes a lot of sense. Then.
but he's lost his. If he loses this, he'll be 0-3 in the UFC, which is a cut. You'll get cut.
That is correct.
So I think Tyson Pedro will.
I think
He'll future endeavor that
his
man.
first light heavyweight match, and it'll be against the worst guy in light heavyweight. Even though light heavyweight's pretty, it's not that good. But
Hot sucker guy was heavyweight, yeah, and then came down. He also looks like a bag of milk.
What the fuck?
He also got knocked out when he came on the Contender Series. How's this guy in the UFC?
That's a really good question.
He got knocked out in the Contender Series, then won a fight in something called HR MMA, so Human Resources MMA, and then he lost 2 knockouts in the UFC after that. Like, you would have thought after he fought in the Contender Series, got knocked out, maybe he would have learned his lesson.
I don't get that. That's so weird, man. That's strange. Well, yeah, I think he's gonna lose his contract.
Next up, Haydog. Heavyweight bout. Marcin Tybura versus Alexander Romanov. Did you like how I held that one, Haydog?
Yeah. I think I saw Romanov fight recently. Didn't he fight recently?
Fought in April, yeah. Submission. Key lock against Chase Sherman.
Yeah, I remember that fight. Yeah, that was wild. That was like one of the only times I've ever seen a key lock actually get a submission. I have to go with my boy Romanov.
Also think Romanov's going to win. He's 16-0 currently.
I recognize his name. I don't recognize the other lad's name, to be honest. He's probably a low-ranking heavyweight, right?
Marcin Tybura. Marcin Tybura is ranked 11. Romanov's 13. Yeah. But I feel like going to be GG for Tybura. He's slightly older man, 5 or 6 years older. 5 years older, it looks like.
When was his last fight?
October 21. October 30th, 2021. Same fights since October.
It's not terrible, right? It's not like 2020 or early 2021. So, yeah, you gotta give it to Romanov. I feel like the man doesn't take enough damage to really consider it like him overworking himself for him to get caught here. So, and he's undefeated. I feel like he's trusted on the ground.
Romanov's also finished every one of his opponents except one. Only one's went to a decision.
Jesus Christ. How many submissions does he have?
He has 6 knockouts, 9 submissions, 1 decision.
Holy smokes. Oh my god. Yeah, that's crazy. He's got number 10 submission. And it's crazy. If you're really good at submission in heavyweight, I feel like you can just dominate everyone, to be fair. Like you have better endurance. And on top of that, like you could just most of these guys are strikers. So unless you're like Francis Ngannou, then or Stipe, then defending takedowns is going to be tough. And Ciryl Gane. I got to credit Ciryl Gane as well. Can't ignore him. He's very good on the ground too. Because the man never got taken down until Francis Ngannou pulled up.
And took that man down thus.
Multiple times. Because it's Francis Ngannou, he's a monster.
So you both have Romanov for that one.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Then Haydog, bantamweight bout. Number 3, Jose Aldo versus number 6, Merab Dvalishvili.
I've never seen Dvalishvili fight, so I don't really know.
He's very dank. He's on like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 fight win streak.
Jesus Christ. When was the last time Aldo lost? Was it McGregor?
Peter Yan in 2020. And he's also on a 3 fight win streak now.
Aldo's just a monster, man. He's just, honestly, he's timeless. I want Aldo to win, to be honest. So I'm going to have to say Aldo because I am a really big fan of him. He only got really caught with McGregor. Other than that, he's had a really good, career. I think he's going to stay there.
I will also say Aldo, just because legend. But I could also see him losing. Yeah.
It's
He has
possible.
more
Yeah,
experience.
it's possible. Yeah, I feel like going the distance, and like it's so hard to like you have to catch him. Like you have to catch him at a vulnerable point, and it's so
Also,
hard to get all the way vulnerable.
Merab doesn't finish anybody. He has 3 knockouts, 1 submission, 10 decisions.
10 decisions. Holy smokes! So like,
And
how is
of his last win streak, only 1 was finished, and there was of 6 decisions, 1 knockout.
what's his style of fight?
He's just like he's a wrestler, dude, a sambo, because his coach is what's fuck's his name? The guy who beat GSP. Matt Serra. That's his coach.
Really?
Yeah, so it's just like wrestling and
Wow.
sambo.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, Sambo is very decision based, unless you're like an absolute monster.
Matt Serra and Ray Longo, yeah, those are his coach.
Okay, well, yeah. So I don't know. Aldo has fantastic takedown defense. It's kind of tough. Like if he stays standing, he's gonna win. Like Aldo has finish power for one. 2, he's better at striking in distance fights than a lot of fighters are. And
Yeah,
3, it's really hard to hit Aldo too if you're not experienced as a fighter.
Yeah.
He's just
I
that
think
good.
Aldo as well, but so boy, we shall see, Haydog.
I just hope for Aldo's future is going to be like, I just really want to see him. Like, Bantamweight is just so good. It's just, I think it's the best division right now.
Haydog
by
said he
far.
would jizz in a bantamweight over any other weight class.
Sorry?
You'd jizz in a bantamweight over any other weight class.
I would say so. Like, what do you think? Like, you know what? Yeah, after our predictions, we should do a segment where we rank all our the divisions from worst to best. You want to do that
Sure.
based on entertainment?
We have 2 more dankers that way.
All right, let's do it.
Co-main event. Paulo Costa and Luke Rockhold. I feel like Paulo Costa is gonna break the glass chin of Luke Rockhold again because Luke Rockhold likes to get knocked out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, man. I like Luke Rockhold. I've been a fan of his awkwardness for years, especially with the Michael Bisping feud. I thought that was phenomenal, and I wish there was a third fight for it because it was necessary. That third fight should have happened. They should have had a third fight because they're both one apiece. And
My favorite clip of him, Haydog, his awkwardness is when they're doing the celebrity things. They go by Nate Diaz. They're like, "There's Stockton's finest." He's doing like all these hand signs, and then they go, and there's Luke Rockhold, and he goes,
"Yeah, yes, dude."
and he just doesn't know what to do with his hands. And the thing today with the schmo where he's like, "Just look at the division. No one's even finished Costa." And he goes, "Actually, the champion Izzy finished Costa in Abu Dhabi." Yeah, that's my point. Nobody except Izzy's finished Paulo Costa. And it's like, yeah, I guess it is your point. I think Paulo Costa is gonna break that man's glass jaw.
I have to agree because like Costa's just still has superhuman strength. Like I still think that if he approaches Izzy in a second fight ever, if that ever happens, I feel like it would go down completely differently, in my opinion. But that's for I don't know. People might disagree and say like, oh well, we saw Cannonier and saw what he did in his fight, it would go down the same way. But I don't know. I think if he gets caught like he did, like in a Pereira situation, then it'd be lights out, I think.
And then, Haydog, you have Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards. Who?
That's obviously Usman.
Yeah, I also think it's going to be
There's
Usman.
no other way it can go down, bro. It's just like Usman's the most well-rounded fighter in the world, and it's pretty given. The man can strike. Like I don't know if he's probably not gonna outstrike Leon Edwards, but the man can just take you down whenever he wants. He's never gonna get taken down himself. It's gonna go to the decision, but it's gonna be pretty unanimous, in my opinion.
Yeah, I also see Usman really cleaning this one up, you could say.
Like maybe 1 round loss. Maybe there will be like a time where like Usman gets kind of cracked because he gets too confident, and then he'll lose a round. But I don't think it'll be like 30-25 or something like that, or sorry, 50-45. You know what I mean? Like I don't think
Yeah.
he'll win every round because Leon's still like the best hands in that division. So got to give him that. It's just the distance is where Leon Edwards will die. Like when you see the like fourth or fifth round, like his fight against Diaz is very telling. Where like he's very vulnerable in the last like couple minutes, and I think that Usman, because of he just has an infinite stamina, could just take him down and just clean him. You know?
Does it make you come?
Yes.
Well, hey, Doc. Let's do your idea here. Let's rank these div cockers.
All right. Yeah.
Should we do? Okay. Well,
What's the worst
I feel
about?
like
What do you think is the worst division? I would say we could base this on two criterias. We
I'd
could base
say
it-
the women's featherweight worst division because there's no rankings. That's how shit it is.
okay, well, fair enough. Like that's fair enough. Okay, so get that out of the way.
Actually, the women's divisions are all pretty dust.
That's why I don't know. Maybe we should just not rank the women's divisions because I feel like that's a different conversation. They have women that are like crossing over and they're both in the same rankings. Like they have
Yeah, I
Andrade.
see Juliana Pena in like two of these,
Same with Andrade in two as well, I believe.
and Nunez. Nunez is in
Yeah.
3.
Three, yeah. Like how she ranked in fucking what's that division? What's the fucking division that she's in that she's never in? Obviously not the one that she's a champion holder of.
Oh, she's champion holder of
Flyweight,
both. Hey, Doc.
flyweight.
She's featherweight
Right.
and bantamweight champion.
I
Flyweight's
know. Flyweight.
Shevchenko.
Is she ranked in that?
No.
Oh, that's the two you're saying. Okay, I get it. Okay, I see.
Oh, the other Nunez I saw was her wife. So disregard that.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forgot about that. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, I've seen her and also
so-
strawweight, but that's her
Right.
wife.
It always throws me off when I see the Nunez. I'm like, oh shit.
Much
Okay.
shittier Nunez.
I think we don't rank the women's because it's not really comparable because there's not enough competition, unfortunately, yet. I'd give it 5 more years though. All right, the worst division. What's your opinion? Give me your opinion first, and now I'll give you mine.
I'd have to say. See, there's certain divisions that have entertaining stuff in them, like flyweight does with Moreno and the top guys, but then it really drops off.
Yes.
Same with like middleweight, the top guys are good, but then Adesanya just rapes them all so much that it really drops off.
That's true. Like that's where you have to kind of look at the ones that have like I guess like super top heavy where it's like 2 or 3 guys. I would personally like also I guess we could say it based on competitiveness and entertainment could tie together with that as well, but mostly competitiveness.
Maybe
Where,
light
like-
heavyweight might be the shittiest for competitiveness, considering the champion was a 42-year-old guy. Now
I
it's
have to strongly
Yuri.
agree. I have to agree. That this was my pick for I would say a year now. Just because like there hasn't been competition until now. Like
And
all the
John Jones really
competition-
shit on them all.
shit on them all, made them all, and then they all retired. And then we've just finally been getting this new wave of guys in light heavyweight that are doing good. It's just we have to wait a couple years until this division will be competitive. Right now, it's not really that competitive at all, in my opinion. The next one, I'll give you. I have to agree. I'll agree with you with light heavyweight for the worst. The second worst, I'll have to say, is flyweight though.
Yeah, so did I.
It's very entertaining, but it's super top heavy, and there's not enough competition overall. And on top of that, I feel like the problem is that there's not enough guys getting actual legitimate title shots in this division for us to even know if they can compete with Moreno and Figueiredo.
True.
That's another problem because before those guys, before those two, there was Henry Cejudo who beat Demetrius. And before that, Demetrius beat everyone in that division, just killed everyone. So it was like, it's kind of been the same thing with flyweight forever. It's been kind of trapped by those couple guys.
True. Yeah.
And it's hard to get up there. Like, look at
And
Masvidal.
it's just so small. There's less finishing and stuff too.
Very true. It's very like based on the judges, and sometimes it's too close, and you debate about it. Like people debate about the last fight, Moreno Figueiredo, and say that Moreno won the fight, but I don't think he did. I would say flyweight for sure is the second worst. The next one, it kind of gets tough. This is where I would say this is like the mid category.
Yeah.
Like, these are like the mid kind of like there are some, but we already know that they don't have a shot really again type of division. And I would have to say that has to go straight to fucking featherweight, unfortunately, in my opinion.
I was gonna say featherweight was a decent one.
Well,
But they do have a champion that's impossible to beat.
Like,
but also he could really leave. But they do have a lot of stars there.
They
Holloway,
do have
Rodriguez,
stars.
Ortega. Then they got younger dinks like Bryce Mitchell and stuff.
That's a fair point. Okay, I'll leave.
But also, but say it. But I could see what you're saying though, because there's not. It's not a lot of big names. Same with like bantamweight. It's like the top have big names, but even like some of the big names are like falling down, like Dominic Cruz and shit.
Yeah, that's why I think bantamweight's like one of the best divisions. But like, so okay, I think actually I'll change it because I was gonna put this one above heavyweight. Is my pick. Heavyweight has this lackluster where it's like you have a bunch of guys at the top, and then you know absolutely no one that's really contending because
it's
they
just
don't
entertaining because they knock people out.
Pretty much it, though. Yeah, there's not really much else appeal because there's only a couple guys that have technicality in ground game, right?
Romanov,
like I literally just named like I think 4 in total, at least that I know that have name value. But other than that, they're all knockout artists.
Aspinall, he's a good one. Young Dank.
He's incredibly well rounded. He is very well rounded.
Strike really came and then got knocked out a bunch of times. And I was really
he didn't get knocked out in his last fight. To be fair, he didn't really get knocked out. He got knocked down and then he got back up and then he still called it. It was a D-Lou thing, but essentially with the fight with Volkov, I'm speaking of. But that's the thing. That's what I noticed with heavyweights. It's like a lot of it is like you get a win and then you get a loss, and you get a win and you get a loss. There's not a lot of guys that are building momentum in that division, in my opinion. Like there's only 5, I would say. Like you got Curtis Blades, Aspinall, Ty, Cyril, but he needs to get a win back, and Francis. And Stipe we haven't seen Stipe in a long time, and Jones is supposed to be there. So when that happens, I think I would rank it differently. But we don't know if that's going to happen this year. There's not really any answers.
True. Yeah, I'd agree. You throw heavyweight there, but you always watch them because of the knocking out abilities.
Yeah, this is where at the mid thing. It's not as technical.
And then I'd go probably featherweight, but I'm also biased because that's where my boy Holloway is.
Now I actually
I'd put them up higher, but
I put featherweight higher now. I think it's middleweight. I think middleweight makes 10 times more sense in that position. I think it below featherweight because the fights are so entertaining in featherweight in comparison to middleweight, especially recently.
True. I do think though the next middleweight fight, Pereira and Adesanya, that will be dank.
Well, yes. Whenever we build that up, whenever that hype train starts building up, that's when we can start talking about it. But like middleweight has been so dead because of Adesanya, and then also the fight style that he had in his last fight was incredibly boring. His second fight with Robert Whittaker was not what people expected. People expected it to be just like the first one, but it was a lot slower paced, a lot more of Izzy's style of fighting. Back to the kickboxing tradition of just like slow it down, keep your range, tip tap, do like 3 strikes, dip out. That's
Well,
what
hey,
he
Doc,
loves to do.
I know what the top 2 weight classes are. I know what first and second are.
Yeah, I think that's obvious. So how many do we have left? Are those the last two?
Well,
Do we
yeah,
have two more left?
it kind of yeah, because it'd probably be bantamweight or featherweight next. I feel like those 2 are kind of
No, there's three.
interchangeable.
There's three. Dude, you can't forget about lightweight.
Oh yeah, hey Doug, that's the first place.
Okay. Okay.
That's-
All right. Yeah, that's what I thought. All right. So I would definitely say featherweight, in my opinion. I think there's more optimism in bantam right now.
and they've Sean O'Malley and another Nurmagomedov.
Yes. Well, there is just a lot in bantamweight right now, to say the least. Like, especially more recently, there's been a lot of matches that they're building for that division. While featherweight has this problem where if
They have
you
an
want to
Adesanya
compete,
problem, but with Volk.
but not even, it's actually even worse, debatably. That's why it's so close. Because I would definitely say
Holloway
featherweight
can
is
also
worse.
kick everyone's ass in that division too.
Exactly, that's the problem. So you have to get through Holloway. That's the. Oh yeah, fuck. We completely forgot welterweight.
Oh no,
Shit.
that was I was putting welterweight number 2.
Oh, that's where you're putting at that. Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay. So then it'll be a debate between. Okay, that makes sense. I
because
put
I was gonna
featherweight
say, hey
below
Doug,
bantam.
I was gonna say welterweight stacked with like Usman. Then you have like the entertainment
Yeah.
of like Colby. Then you got
Yeah.
like Stephen Thompson's always dank. Masvidal,
Sure.
Diaz
Yeah. That.
brothers, Michelle Pereira doing fucking flips and shit.
Yeah.
Vincente
Conor
Luque.
McGregor.
Yeah, and then McGregor's at it. But then you got to say the top one is definitely lightweight because that is
Yes.
all the boys.
Okay.
And then a
I got
bunch
a
of the
comment here.
lightweights go to welterweight as well. So I think that also
That
pumps
is
up
true.
welterweight.
You're completely correct with that. So it'd be more of a debate between featherweight and bantam. I would have to say featherweight's worse, only because of the fact that like if you can't get through Max Holloway, are you ever gonna fight Volkanovski, which is a no, unless you're lucky like Ortega. Like
And then you just get
that's
your
because
ass kicked. But he also almost submitted the man.
yes, but also Volkanovski is a monster, and he somehow got out of that,
Yeah.
which makes no sense. Um, the thing the thing with featherweight is that like two, I feel bad for Calvin Cater. That's the guy I feel bad for the most in this division. I think he needs to go lower. I know
Or
there's a lot of competition in
or
bantam.
higher.
No, why would you go to lightweight
Because I
to
mean
go
get
die?
well
You
I
die.
feel like you always want to move up. I feel like whenever you're going down, it's bad. And never I see someone go down, bad things happen most of the
That's
time.
fair.
Unless you're like
I think
Jose Aldo.
we're Cannoneer.
Yeah.
Cannoneer got better going down.
But a lot of people they go down and then just get knocked out way
You're
easier.
right. That makes a lot of sense. That, to be fair, yeah. Like Calvin Cater's just in a bad situation where he literally just can't get above like the golden gods, you know what I mean? Like he can't get up there because he's not as good of a striker. He has an insane chin. We know he does. He took the most strikes in UFC history and is never going to be beaten. No one's going to ever get hit that many times. And the guy took every shot, made it to decision somehow.
Every shot.
And like that's just how Cater is. It's wild, but it's unfortunate that he's in that division. When it comes to bantamweight, there is just a lot more going on. But I feel like Henry Cejudo can change my opinion on either one of these. Like if Cejudo is in featherweight, which is the rumor that he's going to join, then I could say featherweight's better than bantamweight now. It's like it's kind of just that interchangeable.
Hey dog, I think we both agree. Lightweight 1, welterweight 2. Stacked. That's where all the stars seem to be, most of the stars.
Yes, and I think lightweight has the most star power and the most optimism of dream fights.
Oh yeah. Oliveira, Poirier, Gaethje, Islam Makhachev, Chandler, Beneil Dariush, Fizayev, Dos Anjos,
Keeps
Gamrot,
going.
Sarukian, Ferguson, McGregor, Hooker, Jalen Turner,
Ridiculous.
and Ismagulov. That guy I only know because of his name. It sounds like a goo.
That division has a lot more openings where it's like anyone can be champion as a star.
And
Sorry,
like not even ranked, Haydog is Paddy the Batty.
True.
Also coming up in that division.
True. He needs to fight someone to get ranked soon.
Yeah, but he's
I think
still in there.
that'd
That's
be a
another
step
star.
forward. That's true. The welterweight, like the only way it's not better than it is because of the fact that you have Colby and Usman who are just gifted wrestlers, and then anyone as a striker has no chance of beating them. That's kind of the issue with that division, in my opinion.
Although I'm pretty sure. What weight is? Oh no, I was gonna say I'm pretty sure Bo Nichols welterweight, but he's middleweight. Never mind. That's the guy that's gonna dominate when he comes in. The NCAA wrestling guy.
Yeah, that's gonna be super. That's gonna be very interesting. What happens there? That because you need to be a really good wrestler in welterweight for you to do good, unless you're Khamzat. But also Khamzat's a sambo wrestler too, on top of having really good hands, and he's a natural middleweight.
Yeah.
Who could knock you out of middleweight? Like we saw with his one punch on that dude that fought last fight night and won. What's his name?
I'd like to see Khamzat fight Usman. That'd be value.
Schneermere or something like that? I can't remember his fucking name, dude. The dude that got one punch by Khamzat, and then he fought literally this past weekend.
Mearshart or something?
Yeah, I knew it was like
Gerald Mearshart.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's his name.
Yeah, that guy. That's what I'm saying with Khamzat, though. He just has pure knockout power. Like, I don't think he's going to knock out Nate Diaz, but he's going to make that man bloody as hell, that's for sure. He's going to make him work.
Our rankings there, Haydog.
I think it's good.
There is one other thing I wanted to ask about for UFC. So you know with golf, how like the PGA is losing all the guys over to like that Saudi thing, like the Live Golf. And they're like signing, they're going, here's a bunch of money that you're not even going to be on TV, but you'll be making more. So they are all leaving.
Yeah,
do you think some Saudi motherfucker could do that to Dana White? They're really talking about that on the Joe Rogan podcast. If some guy like over there that likes MMA is just like, why don't we just go here when your contract's up? Here's 10 times what you were making, and just start poaching everybody. They say, hey, Ngannou, your contract's up. Come here, Diaz, come on, and they just start bringing in all these people, and then
that would have to be after
some
a contract. That would have to be after a contract between UFC and Abu Dhabi, though. Like that would have to be after that agreement. Like,
but hey, Abu Dhabi, I feel like does whatever the fuck they want. If some prince dude there wanted to do it, I feel like the country would let that guy do it. They wouldn't be like, no, you can't because of Dana White.
Fair enough. It's the same thing that I feel with WWE as well. That could really happen to them too. But they also, I feel like WWE signed more of a deal with Saudi Arabia that was like insured. And also Vince McMahon's, like, his contracts are a lot more different than UFC's contracts.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't be able to like be like McGregor. Let's get him because he's in a contract. They get fucking the shit suit out of him. He wouldn't be able to go do that.
No,
but like anyone that was expired, they could.
I see what you're saying. Like even Nate Diaz could be an example of that. That could happen recently.
Yeah, because golf doesn't have contracts. I don't think they're just like on the tour.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they get.
So they can poach anyone.
Don't they get paid per appearance? No. They got paid in full. I forgot about that. Like, didn't Phil got paid like $200 million?
Yeah, they pay them just to come, and then they get also paid based on how they play. So they get like,
and then the prize pools are way bigger than PGA. Like massive prize pools. Like you make a lot of money. I saw that. I was like, God damn, bro! Like that's like a lot of money for first.
Dana White would have to go toe to toe with a Saudi man at that point. Do you think Dana White would have to box him for control of all of MMA?
Yeah, I think that is very possible. I didn't really think of that. Yeah, it is a really good point. It's more possible with UFC than WWE, especially because they don't make enough money in the UFC. So there's like,
That
well,
yeah, that's
let's
what I was
give you
thinking.
this
They could be
much.
like, "Hey, shitty guys, here's $1 million to fight."
If you have name value and like you lost a couple fights and you're like a kind of a low ranking guy that you know isn't going to be champion, that's a guy that you should give $1 million to, or however much, just up front, and be like, okay, all you need to do is fight this many times, and it'll
Yeah,
pay you
but
for
then they
the
also would get
finish.
paid. Yeah, however they do on that too, because
Yeah,
they
which
have
is
unlimited
probably
money
going.
over there. Hey, Doc.
Yeah, they have oil money, dude. It's the biggest, it's the biggest industry in the world, like
Do
literally.
you have more money than them, Hey, Doc?
No, I wish I was a Saudi prince though, just so I could
Would
disrespect women.
bang Instagram models,
Yeah,
fly Instagram models to Abu Dhabi.
have 25 wives, you know, that type of
Dog
lifestyle.
sessions. That's what he calls dog sessions.
God damn it, bro.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of dog sessions, we're about to go put in a session on ranked mode. I'm pretty sure that came out today.
It's not out. No, it's
Never
out later.
mind.
Unfortunately,
We'll
it's
have to
not out.
just tune ourselves. We're some
Yeah.
multi-dankers.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Is there
sir.
anything you wanted to add, Hey Dog, before
Um,
we sign off this evening?
don't forget to suck my cock.
Well, I wasn't going to forget to do that.
God damn it. See, I
Well,
want.
ladies and gentlemen,
Hold on, hold on. I forgot I have this on the bed. That's what I am.
oh
The fucking
nice.
champ, bitch.
Hey Dog, we should get because WWE belt, when you turn it upside down and pull a Miz, when he has the Miz belt, you could make an MG belt.
Like that.
Yeah, do you remember when the Miz would always have his thing upside down to be the M?
Oh shit, I had it upside down. That was stupid. There we go. Like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could have
that
the
was
M
smart.
and then a G.
I completely forgot he did that shit. Like that was so easy for him. He's like, okay, you don't even have to custom design it. I just need to go. Okay, perfect. But literally my logo.
Well,
I
ladies
had
and gentlemen, we will see you next week for another dog tank. If we have time this week, we might even do a MG pod. No promises, because we got to round up dinks that are all over the place fucking around.
Yep, especially Kelly Banks.
True. Who knows? Who knows what city
Crazy
that man
city.
is in on any given day?
Yeah, Hamilton, Ottawa, or Kingston. Which one, bud? Which one you win today?
So long,
So
and
long.
see you next danker. Cigarettes, hey dog.
Cigarette.
Time to end this suffering. I need a minute to myself.